and welcome to another video. So I was about to go on my daily hike and I decided before I go that I really wanted to come on here and share something that you guys have been asking me about for months. Like literally, it's the #1 question that I get every single day. And it's something that I've kind of shied away from talking about just because I'm very sensitive to not wanting to feed into very toxic diet culture that is unfortunately the society we live in. Everybody is affected by it and I just want no part in that. But on the flip side, I've started to realize that I actually have a very unique perspective and I have gone on a very positive journey this summer, and to not share about it would be such a shame because the way we're able to change how things are is by sharing our truth and sharing our stories. So I realized that by not sharing about my own personal weight loss journey and my own fitness journey, that I was doing such a disservice to you guys and to me and to society. So here we go. I'm gonna share with you the key that I found in my own life and my own journey. I hope that this helps bring you some clarity and peace and answers to your questions. But first, I would like to take a moment to thank today's video sponsor, Alix Bars. Woo! These bars have literally saved my life more times than I can count. I rely so heavily on them because not only are they delicious, seriously, they only include the highest quality ingredients and they are powered with one of my all-time favorite things, adaptogens. So if you've followed me on Instagram, you've probably heard me talk about adaptogens before, but they are an incredible superfood that have the ability to quite literally balance out your body, help you adapt to stress, to fight fatigue, to boost endurance and stamina and balance your hormones. And basically they just have the ability to make you into the incredible badass that you were meant to be. I've really tried to focus on fueling my body with the best foods possible, and it's really hard to find brands that you trust to only include ingredients that are good for you and of high quality sources. If you've ever gone to the grocery store, which I hope you've gone to the grocery store before, you've probably noticed how many types and brands of protein bars there are, and it can be so overwhelming. A lot of bars include so much sugar. They actually end up being more like candy bars. Alix bars are one I completely trust. They're sweetened with monk fruit, which is a natural sweetener. It's low glycemic, so it won't make your blood sugar levels spike, to get all scientific. Also, they include high quality sources of protein, so grass-fed whey. They have made it a point to be sustainable and good for the earth. So they are low sugar, low carb, keto friendly if you're on the keto train. Also, what's really cool is you can order a subscription box. So if you wanna save and you wanna get them every month, you can pick your flavors, pick your amounts, and they'll just send it to you, which is amazing because then you will never run out. Unless you eat them really fast, which I've been doing. So good. So I just usually throw a couple of Alix bars in my workout bag so then I know I'll have fuel for the day that's good for me. If I'm ever in a pinch or need some protein after a workout or just am hungry, I also love to eat them for dessert. But if you're interested, you can use the link down below in the description box and check them out. I promise you won't be disappointed. I'm gonna eat this. So now, the moment you've all been waiting for, I'm gonna share with you my own personal weight loss, fitness journey, whatever you call it, that I have, I guess, embarked on this summer. It's funny because I really didn't set out on starting this journey. I didn't try in a way. It was in many ways very effortless, which I think is an important key because then it doesn't feel like such a chore or a punishment to keep up. They always say that diets don't work, lifestyle changes do, and that's truly what has happened to me. I have undergone like a complete lifestyle change, and If it's possible for me, it is completely and entirely possible for you too. I just want to note that this video is not about weight loss. This is not about looking a certain way or having a certain body in order to feel good. It is only about acceptance and feeling good right now, because that is the key to changing your whole life. I promise you that. I have to go all the way back to around high school when I first started kind of dieting, I guess I would say. I always felt like I was kind of out of place in my body. I always felt like I was curvier, and it was something that I didn't love. And unfortunately, I felt like I needed to look a certain way in order to be accepted and in order to be loved. And I would fall into these really toxic cycles. So there were times in my life when I would start to really restrict my eating. I would also be very rigid in my workout and exercise routines. And I would put a lot of effort behind losing weight in order to look a certain way and in order to attain this body that I thought I needed. And I would go through these extremes and I would lose weight, but it was interesting because I would never reach a goal. I was always looking for more, and I was perpetually unhappy. So anyone on the outside would think, oh wow, she's really losing weight, she looks really healthy. But inside I was miserable. And I would always come to a point where I would go to such an extreme that it wasn't sustainable for the long term, and I would lose it. And then I would go to the other extreme where I would be filled with so much guilt and shame that I would throw it all out the window, and I would start to binge eat, and I wouldn't work out at all. And so I would go through this process of yo-yo dieting, and I could never find the balance because the sources that I was looking for acceptance and love were outside of myself. So I thought, when I have this body, then I will be happy. And chasing those ideals and chasing that happiness, you are never happy in the now moment. So even if you reach that goal of losing 10 or 20 pounds, you still won't be happy in the now. You'll still be searching for the more. And looking back at my patterns, it makes sense why I was striving so hard for these things and continually disappointed in myself and in others. And that was because I was relying on other things and other people for my happiness. Don't wait for any of your circumstances to line up for you to be happy, because oftentimes all of your circumstances really won't line up perfectly. But does that mean you can't ever be happy in life? No. What's really cool is that we all have this inner infinite source of happiness and love within us. And your journey is about finding that and tapping into it and experiencing that for yourself and then sharing that with the world, which is, I guess, what I'm doing right now. I know if you clicked on this video, you might be rolling your eyes or wishing that I would just give you a formula, XYZ, here's what you need to do. But that's really not productive at all, because if you're not in the right mindset, then it just is not gonna stick. You'll fall into these really negative and toxic cycles, because I have been there. But once you focus in on self-acceptance and self-love, then you'll find that this journey is really beautiful and really effortless, and you have the ability to make it last because it doesn't feel like a chore or a punishment anymore. It just feels like second nature. So truly, I have never had an easier time losing weight and more of a commitment within myself to make it last. And that is because I have a completely different mindset. You might be surprised to know that I actually don't own a scale at all. I don't even know how much weight I've lost. I don't even know how much I weigh right now. I just know that I feel good. I don't count calories at all. I try to fuel my body with the best foods possible, lots of fruits and vegetables, mostly a plant-based diet, but I also don't shame myself or make myself feel guilty if I indulge here and there. As you guys know, I love food. It's like my favorite thing ever. So to live a full life not enjoying that would be sad to me. So I try to practice balance where I eat as healthily as I can for a majority of the time, but if I feel like I need to cheat, I need to cheat, and that's just what's gonna happen. Another big key of it has been cutting out the negative self-talk. I realized that I am my own biggest bully, and I'm sure it's the same for you too, because no one has ever said the incredibly horrible and mean things that you have probably said to yourself. I mean, can you imagine if that was like another person? You would never be friends with them because they would be so mean. So start being your own friend. Start being nice to yourself. It took me a bit to get there because honestly, picking myself apart was just kind of second nature. So a lot of this has to do with like undoing a lot of the patterns that you've been engaging in for so long, and that takes time. Awareness is the first step, and being conscious of your thinking and the patterns you're engaging in is so huge, and it will lead to even more steps that will lead to even more positive changes. Before, I used to like punish myself and go to the gym, when in reality, I actually hate the gym. I don't like the gym. It kind of freaks me out. So instead, I found sources of exercise that I really love. I love being outdoors. I love hiking. I love running. I also love yoga. I love dancing. These are all great sources of movement and exercise that have helped me not only to gain muscle and be fit, but most of all to really connect to my body and feel at home in my body, which is so important. In the past, I felt shameful about my body. I felt like I needed to change it in order to be accepted. And in that, I wasn't achieving my goal. When I started to focus in on acceptance and self-love in the present moment, then I reached my goal in an instant because I was happy. So if you can see kind of this shift in mindset already, because all you really want to do is just love yourself and accept yourself. But until you're really able to do that, then you're always going to be looking for that outside of yourself, if that makes sense. I hope I'm delivering this in a clear way. Y'all know I'm a little scatterbrained, so I guess you might be wondering, how do you find that? How do you find that inner self-love and acceptance? What is true is that it lives inside all of us, but because we've all been kind of conditioned for so long to believe certain things, it's really hard to find that acceptance within yourself. It just starts with awareness. 1, you are not just your body. 2, you are not just your mind that is telling you you need to look a certain way. And 3, that nothing else matters, nobody else matters, but the way you see yourself and the way you feel. Because if you love yourself and you accept yourself, it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And that goes so far beyond just weight loss. Any part of yourself that you may think is less than or different, if you can find a way to just accept it and love it, you will be so much happier. Diversity is so important, and body diversity is so important, and we all look different, and our bodies are continually changing, and that is beautiful. So I would hate for anyone to take away that they need to look a certain way in order to find that love within themselves, because it's just not true. And I actually found that love within myself before I lost any weight and did anything differently. And it was such an amazing discovery for me because for the first time in my life, I finally felt free. I felt like I didn't need anything anymore. I didn't need anything from anyone else but myself. And that is what life is all about. Just rediscovering your own inner beauty and inner light and love and all of those good feelings that literally live inside of us that are our true nature. And our job is just to remember that you are this beautiful, infinite soul that lives inside of this temporary human body. If you look at it like that, then it all seems pretty silly, all of the things we put ourselves through. But truly, your body is your vessel, and it's something that you should want to take care of and love to take care of and accept, because it's the only one you got, and that is not changing. The sooner that we're all able to turn around these toxic cycles and toxic ideas, the sooner we're all able to find happiness. I believe that wholeheartedly for me, and I believe that wholeheartedly for you too. Of course, it's always a journey, it's always evolving, and I'm not sure where it will take me next, but what I do know is that it feels really, really good right now to just take care of myself, not only my body, but my mind and my soul. And I sincerely hope that you will join me on this journey of acceptance and love for yourself. And if you liked this video, please give me a nice big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button below, and finally, go get yourself an Alice bar because they're really freaking good. I am beautiful in every single way. No words can bring me down. No. So don't you bring me down today. Nailed it.